Amazon's Rufus is overrated and not actually helping the algorithm rank your products in 2025. I'm one of the very few people that will be saying this. My name is Stephen Pope. I'm the founder of My Amazon Guy, and I'm going to use AI to show you what everybody is saying about Rufus. And for those sleeping under a rock, Rufus is that stupid dog AI when you go to Amazon and it helps you find products. So some could easily say, yeah, it helps you find products, which therefore helps the algorithm. But I've got a lot of reasoning behind my assessment today. So first thing I did, I used Perplexity AI to say, is Amazon actually using Rufus for algorithm rankings in 2025? Answer, it says yes. And I'm going to explain why I think it's wrong. And it says that it's using it and it was launched in 2024. That's true. And it's become an integral, quote unquote, part of the Amazon shopping experience. I challenge that. And here's your litmus test. How many of you have used Rufus in the last 30 days when you shop on Amazon? Crickets. Nobody's using it because it's really not that great, which means it's not really influencing things as much as people say or claim it is. Now, inside of the research done here, it cites a bunch of different articles. There was this big study done by some supposed Amazon seller experts, and there is a patent that has been filed by Amazon. That's true. But the difference between a patent and what is actually occurring is massive, right? And you could go read their studies about the patent and waste your time. Or you could just look at your own Amazon rankings and see how they've been affected. And if you look at the history, there really hasn't been an algorithm update. What worked a year ago still works today. Stuff your title, put alt text in, put 500 words of copy in your A+ content. Things I've been preaching about for 5 years. Every single one of those things still works today. Don't believe me? Test it yourself. Go to your own Amazon listing, find any alt text photo, add 100 keywords or characters rather of Spanish, assuming you haven't done Spanish before, and submit your A+ content. And within 48 hours, what's going to happen? It's going to index for Spanish. Why? Because the alt text in A+ content still influences the algorithm's ability to index your product. Well, why couldn't it have done that if Rufus is so good to translate your photo to Spanish and do it without that? Because it's not doing that. Rufus doesn't do that sort of work yet. Could it? Yes. Does the patent have the ability to do that? Yes. Is there supposed to be semantic understanding? There's supposed to be. But can the AI at scale actually translate the photos of a product display listing and then rank the product accordingly? And the answer to that is not yet. So if we take a look at one of my Age of Sage listings here, and we were going to look at one of the flower scents, could the AI read the text on this image? In theory, yes. In reality, not yet. And you guys could test this out. Just use a litmus test. Pick your favorite AI tool right now and ask it to read text on one of these images. And how many of them can successfully do that? Barely any of them. And then take that up to the next level. Tell it to add text to an image and give it instructions. How many AI tools can actually do that correctly today? God forbid ChatGPT can't, right? And there's so many other ones that try but fail miserably at this. So text and image reading, the technology does exist, but is shitty at best and does not scale. Think about how many pages Amazon has. Is Amazon a super rich company? Yes. Is it half the economy? Absolutely. Is Jeff Bezos a smart guy? Probably. Is he running the world? Yeah, you betcha. But is there an AI called Rufus going in and reading the text on these images today and then ranking your product? Verdict, according to Stephen Pope, CEO of My Amazon Guy, is no. It's not happening yet. Could it happen later in 2025? Potentially. Will it? Probably not. I think this is a 2026 thing. I think AI is going to have to go through such a massive change this year before it does what everybody wants it to actually do, right? So when we look at a brand story like this is text that the search algorithm can read today. When we look at the text inside of the image, cold pressed artisan soap, it's insufficient. I can confidently tell you right now, if you made two versions of A+ content, one had no text in images, and then, if one had no text outside of images, and the other one looked like this and had lots of text outside of images, the one with text outside of the images is going to outrank the other one by 30 to 50% more keywords. That is index for 30 to 50% more keywords. That's insane. That's huge. I've seen this data. I've run the tests. I'm confident you can replicate it by using the scientific method. You could do it yourself, but keep in mind, you can't run an A/B test in Amazon to effectively test this. It doesn't work like that. But if you took two listings and launched them at the same time, one with a bunch of text, one without, the one with text is going to index faster if everything else is equal. Okay, so do not do lots of images with only text inside of the images and then wonder why it's not ranking for as many keywords. You need text outside of the images like this because Rufus in 2025, as of February, is not indexing keywords and words outside of the images. Now, I will give Rufus some credit. Here is where I will give the credit, and it's where it's due, and that is in the AI summary. Is this affecting the algorithm? Verdict, yes. How do we know? Because the robot can read the text from the Q&A, and that was happening before Rufus, i.e., this just made it better. This would be like a Google Penguin update or a Panda update. It's not new tech, it's just improved. It's like 10% better, right? Customers find the soap has a pleasant scent and good quality. They find it reasonably priced and consider it worth the price. The soap leaves their skin feeling soft and smooth, making it easy to use. Many customers are satisfied with the lather, the cleanliness, and overall quality of the product. However, opinions differ on how long the soap lasts. Do you see the keyword artisan soaps anywhere in that AI summary? No. Is it semantic? Yes. Does it help you actually with keywords that matter? No. So if Rufus is using the AI summaries and can understand the semantics, but nobody goes on Amazon today and types in pleasant scent and good quality, it doesn't do anything to help your keyword rankings, right? And when we look at the search data, right? So I'm going to go to Helium 10. I'm going to click on this keywords button here. And by the way, if you want to get 20% off Helium 10, go to myamazonguy.com/H10 for a discount code. Still the best keyword tool on the market. I do hope somebody else builds some of the keyword tools that I love. Like I love the keyword distribution tool inside of Helium 10. Nobody's got as good as one as Helium 10 today. So here we have 869 keywords, paid ads, 3,700 keywords, organic. I love the keyword ratio of 1 paid to organic. Super important to have that golden keyword ratio. And if we were to look at the search volume of some of these keywords, right? So let's just take unique soap bar since that came up first and I'm organically ranked number 1 for that. If Rufus was really having the influence that people say it is, we would see words like unique soap bars go through massive changes. And we would see this across the keyword distribution, across thousands of different keywords. But when we look at this data, it's pretty static, right? Was there some kind of change in the volume of this keyword right around 11/11/2023? Yes. Obviously, we see a dent on this particular keyword right there. My guess would be Amazon came out on October of 2023 with an autocomplete, and then all of a sudden we then see the search volume trend here, right? And you could trace that yourself by typing in some autocompletes from some of your keywords to see what shows up and how often. That is how I normally see search volume changes. What I don't see here is Rufus randomly showing up in 2024 and then everything going haywire. I do not see that trend anywhere. And if we did, we would see everybody on social media talking about it. We'd be seeing people talk about this Rufus update, de-ranking their product. We'd see Rufus ranking new products that have never been ranked before, but randomly started selling. Nobody is saying these things because it's not happening. And there isn't enough empirical data that says that there's changes to the search volume. Why would I be talking about search volume? Because if Rufus was really changing how people searched, we would see the volumes go all over the place. And they simply are not. They're static. They're very, very static. And you could verify this yourself by going to the top keywords for your own listing and looking at their search volume over time. And don't just take one keyword isolation to make a conclusion. You need to look at like 20 plus of these. But after you click on them over and over again, you're going to see by and large in the past 12 months, they're pretty static. There's not a lot of changes going on in the search volumes of these keywords. And typically where I see big changes in search volumes is the auto completes from Amazon. So I'm going to set my mic down here and type in artisan soap. And here on the left, we've got Amazon suggestions, artisan soap bars women. And you're not going to see men here until the like fourth from the bottom. This is the niche that I chased because it was underserved. And these Amazon suggestion keywords are going to be the ones that Amazon is pushing. If Rufus was having as big as an impact as people claim it is, you would see the Amazon suggestions change. You would see the semantic versions of these keywords show up towards the top. You would see new keywords that have never been discovered before show up. But simply put, when we read the AI summaries, they're not creating new keywords, which is what I proved earlier. When you read these AI summaries at the bottom next to the product reviews, let's go back there just to emphasize this. There is no new keyword in this list. So if you want to tell me that Rufus does semantics, okay, no problem. I'll concede that. But it's not taking new keywords that weren't already triggered in the algorithm. The algorithm was already taking into account that neutral bar soap showed up in this review from 2024 on the soap bar listing. I already knew the algorithm could do that. I already have patch notes that explains what affects the keyword rankings, and that's included. Rufus is not doing something new here. Rufus is supposed to be looking at the images, and it's not. And that's going to be where the biggest change happens. The second that Rufus can see and read, damsel set blossom into an inviting flowery fragrance of hydrangea, plumeria, jasmine lime, and wild passion, and then gives me credit for that text by ranking the product better, that is when we will say Rufus has a meaningful impact to SEO. Until then, it doesn't. It is just a friendly tool. And a lot of times, Amazon comes out with these tools and they're flash pans. How many Amazon tools or changes have you seen as a seller in the last couple of years? And you're like, oh, that's really interesting, and then never touch it again. Or, oh, I think it's going to be impactful, and then Amazon takes it away. There's so many of these things. The one that's the most powerful that's come out in the last 3 years that I still use on a near daily basis is that search query performance report. I nicknamed it the ICAP report, impressions, clicks, add to carts, purchases, ICAP. That thing's amazing. That's great data. That was the first time we got data to know the search volume of keywords directly from Amazon. That was the first time we got click-through rate data down to the keyword level. That was the first time we got purchase data down to the keyword level directly in Seller Central. That was amazing shit. But we've never seen anything even close to that kind of data come out of Amazon in the last couple of years. And I can't even think of another exciting program or data tool that's come out of Amazon in the last couple of years. Most of the time, Amazon just comes out and says, spend more money on PPC. Ha, 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 that'll help you. It doesn't. They'll just yank my product listing, show up some lost dogs, and then say, oh, you're such a bad seller. You guys, shame on you, right? Like, God bless seller support. They're so helpful helping me grow my sales. So, you know, be real, guys. Like, is it fun to talk about AI? Absolutely. Is Rufus cool? It can do a dog trick or two, sure. But are you going to invite that dog into your living room and make it part of your family in 2025? No, you're not. Nobody is. Nobody's using AI like that. And it's not changing how people shop, and it's not changing how the keywords rank, and it's not changing how your listing ranks. Let's be real. So that's my rant in 2025 about Rufus and AI. And many, many of you watching this are going to say, Steven, you're wrong. So tell me in the comments why I'm wrong. Prove it to me. Show me examples. I'd love to debate you because I am very firm on this, that the classic SEO tools that I mentioned in this video still work, alt text included, search term methodologies, and my full masterclass guide on SEO. Watch that video next. myamazonguy.com/SEO, or click this video here for my master guide on SEO. All of that still works in 2025.